What's up, everyone? And today I'm bringing a deck profile on my World Chalice. Now, World Chalice is a deck that's been requested more than once in the subscriber deck vote thing, and it's pretty much always been on Lucky Stuff here. Why not? Let's just go ahead and do it, knock it out of the way. And I started practicing with this deck. I realized it's actually a pretty good deck. You can build pretty good boards with this. Now, before we get into the video, I just want to remind you to subscribe to the channel because less than 90% of you are subscribed. Are not subscribed. I can't English. And, that's tragic. It's really tragic. But without further ado, let's get right into the video. First off, I run 3 Lee the World Chalice Fairy. Fairy is kind of like one of your starters, essentially. Although you can start with any card, really. If this card is normal special summon, you can add World Chalice monster from your deck to your hand. And this card is in your graveyard. You can send one monster from your hand or deck to the grave, or send one monster from your hand or field to the grave. If this card is in your graveyard, you can send one face-up monster from your hand or field to the graveyard and add this card to your hand. You can only use each effect once per turn. So whenever this is normal special summon, you can essentially Rhoda any of your World Chalice monsters. Like, for example, the 2 Chosen or the 2 Beckoned of World Chalice. Those are the 2 vanilla monsters you run. Technically, there is a third one that you could run, but I just run the 2 Beckoned and the 2 Chosen. I also run 2 World Legacy Guard Dragon. World Legacy Guard Dragon is good. It's a 1-for-1 target, although we don't really run 1-for-1, but if you want to run 1-for-1, go ahead. But the main power of World Chalice Guard Dragon is when it's in the grave, you can banish it to special summon one World Chalice, or no, not one normal monster from your grave. So let's say you have this and Chosen in your grave, you can banish this to special summon Chosen to your field. Also run the 1 Crusadia Draco. All the Crusadia cards have an effect they can special summon themselves to zone unlinked monster points to, and since this is primarily a link-based deck, I figured it'd be a good card, and it is. I also run 1 World Legacy World Crown, pretty much the same effect as Crusadia Draco. I also run 3 of the Argent of Creation Venus and the 3 Mystic Shine Ball. This is where the real power of the deck is, because the one really cool thing about Venus, it's not a once per turn at all. So you can only pay 500, special one, pay another 500, special summon another, pay another 500, special summon the third one. And if you happen to open Pot of Avarice, you can shuffle them back into the deck and then do it again. It's crazy, which is it really helps give the deck a whole lot more power. I also run the 1 Red Eyes Black Dragon and the 1 Dark Magician because I do run Dragoon in this. Moving on to the spells. I run 3 Unexpected Die. Unexpected Die, if you control the monsters, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower normal monster from your deck. So this is essentially can be a starter. I run 3 Pot of Avarice. You have to run 3 Pot of Avarice in this, mainly because one thing with playing World Chalice is you fill up the grave very, very easy. And another good reason it helps with the Venus and Mystic Shine Ball play. Because if you have the 3 Shine Ball in the grave, activate this, send them back into the deck, bring it back out again. I also run the 1 World Legacy Heart that allows you to target 2 World Chalice monsters in your graveyard with different names and add them to your hand. I run the 2 Red Eyes Fusion for the Dragoon plays, as well as the 2 World Legacy Succession and the 1 Monster Reborn, as well as a Foolish Burial and an Emergency Teleport because Chosen is a Psychic type. Moving on to the traps. Now, this next one is probably going to be a big surprise because I don't remember when it was ever used in any sort of deck. But that is 3 Jar of Avarice. Like earlier how I said that you fill the grave up very quickly. You fill it up so much you could activate like 3 Pot of Avarice in 1 turn. That's how quickly you can fill up your grave. So I'm like, I need more draw power in a similar fashion to Pot of Avarice. So I thought of Jar of Avarice. Now, Jar of Avarice is definitely not as good as Pot of Avarice because, first off, it's a trap and you only draw 1 card, but it gets those cards back into the deck, especially those Mystic Shine Balls, and it just works out really well. I also run 2 Phantom Knights of Shade Brigandine. If you have no traps in the grave, you can activate it the turn you set it, and it becomes an effect monster essentially. So it's a pretty good card. Moving on to the extra deck. I run the 2 Imduk, the World Chalice Dragon. Imduk is essentially a double summon for World Chalice monsters. I also run 3 Ib, the World Chalice Priestess. Ib is a kind of like protection, although you don't really use it for the protection. You mainly use it for the arrows more so and to help set up Ningirsu. Also run the 1 Lib. Lib allows you to set 1 World Legacy spell trap directly from your deck. The 1 Orem, World Chalice Blade Master. This can essentially target 1 World Chalice monster you control, tribute it to special summon 1 from grave. And the 1 Ningirsu. Ningirsu, when it is link summoned and it points to 3 World Chalice monsters, you can draw 3. So, like, essentially, when it's link summoned, you can draw equal to the number of World Chalice monsters it points to, which is a max of 3, which, if you open a Pot of Avarice and a Venus, that's very easy. You can get that easy. Now, all of them have the additional effect to, when they're sent to the grave, to special a World Chalice from hand, which is how you're able to continually put out monsters on the field and continually put monsters into the grave to help fuel the Pot of Avarice and Jar of Avarice. I run the 1 Link Karibo for Crusadio Draco, or not Crusadio Draco, World Chalice Guard Dragon. The 1 Britannic Honda for Dragoon plays. The 1 Crusadio Equamax, Appaloosa, Access Code Boral Sword, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon. I run that too. Well, that was it for my World Chalice deck profile. Let me know, what do you think? Do you think it's a pretty cool deck? Do you think it has potential? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video I make. Bye.